Genesis 22 is the summit of Abraham's life. Everything before it was preparation. Every promise, every failure, every act of faith, every delay, all of it was leading to this moment. The Akedah, the binding, is not just another story in Abraham's journey, it is the peak. And yet, as towering as this event is, it is also a shadow cast forward into history, a type, a preview, a holy rehearsal of something far greater that was yet to come. In Genesis 21, Abraham had already faced a heartbreaking surrender. Ishmael, the son he loved, the son he once believed was the heir of promise, had to be sent away. That must have torn Abraham apart, but God intervened. Ishmael was spared, a well appeared. Life was preserved. Now in Genesis 22, the test intensifies. God calls Abraham to give up Isaac, not the son Abraham assumed was the promise, but the son God declared was the promise. Take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac. Every word presses the knife deeper. This is not merely a request, it is a test, and we are told it is a test. Abraham was not. That detail matters. We know Isaac will live. Abraham does not. And the text makes it clear from the beginning that this is not an endorsement of human sacrifice. God does not delight in such things. This is about something far deeper: trust, obedience, and revelation. The command apparently came at night, perhaps in a dream or vision. And what does Abraham do? Early the next morning, he rises and obeys. No recorded protest, no delay, no bargaining like with Sodom, just obedience. 50 miles from Beersheba to Moriah, 3 days of walking, 3 days to think, 3 days to turn back, 3 days with Isaac beside him, 3 days during which, in Abraham's mind, his son was as good as dead. When they arrive, Abraham places the wood of the burnt offering, the olah, upon Isaac's back. This was no ordinary sacrifice. The olah was the chief burnt offering. It was wholly consumed, nothing held back. Isaac carries the very wood that would be the instrument of his death. Can we miss the parallel? Centuries later, another son would carry wooden beams up a hill, the very wood upon which he would be offered. This is not forced allegory. It is a shadow becoming visible. When Isaac asks, "Father, where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" it is not the question of a child. Ancient sources suggest Isaac was a grown man, perhaps around 30. He understood sacrifice. He knew something was missing. Abraham's answer echoes through eternity. God will provide for himself the lamb. Not just a lamb, the lamb. Notice something profound. Isaac does not resist. He is bound. The Akedah, the binding, implies submission. A man in his prime could have easily overpowered his aged father, but he does not. He yields. So too did Messiah. He did not demand his rights. He did not call down angels. He submitted to the will of the Father. Father and Son walked together up the mountain. Do not rush past that image. The Father could not offer sacrifice without the Son. The Son could not be sacrificed without the Father's will. They move in perfect unity. This is not divine conflict. This is divine purpose. And here we must tread carefully and reverently. God is one. We may speak of Father and Son, but we must never imagine division. When Messiah was on the cross, the Father was not detached. The unity of the Godhead means that the sacrifice was not the act of one divine person against another. It was God giving himself. The cost of redemption was not external to God. It was born within him. When Abraham lifts the knife, heaven intervenes. Abraham, Abraham! The angel of Yahweh calls out. Isaac is spared. A ram is provided, caught in a thicket by its horns. Substitution. The ram dies in Isaac's place, and Abraham names the place Yahweh Jireh. The Lord will provide. He did not say the Lord provided. He spoke in a way that looks forward. The Lord will provide. On that mountain range, on Moriah, God would one day provide something greater than a ram, greater than a symbolic near sacrifice. He would provide himself. Consider the parallels carefully. Abraham was told to offer his only son, the son he loved. God offered his only son. Isaac was under the sentence of death for 3 days. Messiah lay in the tomb 3 days. Isaac carried the wood of his own offering. Messiah carried his cross. God provided the substitute. God provided the lamb. The place was called "The Lord Will Provide." At Calvary, the provision was made. But here's the crucial difference. Isaac was spared because he was only a man. Had Abraham gone through with it, it would have been human sacrifice. And Isaac's life, no matter how precious, could never atone for the world. The shadow could not accomplish what only the substance could. The knife was stopped in Genesis 22 because the appointed time had not yet come. 18 centuries later, on a hill in that same mountain region, no voice stopped the blade. No ram appeared in the thicket. No substitute replaced the sun, because the sun was the substitute. This time, heaven was silent, because this time, the cost was real. Genesis 22 shows us something staggering. The test was never about Isaac alone. It was about revealing the heart of God. Abraham learned what it meant to trust God with everything, even the promise itself. But more than that, humanity was given a prophetic picture of the price of redemption. The Akedah teaches us that faith sometimes means placing the promise on the altar. It teaches us that obedience is not partial. It teaches us that God's provision often comes at the last possible moment, but never too late. And it teaches us that what God asks of us, He Himself was willing to do. Abraham did not withhold his son, and God did not withhold his. The ram in the thicket was enough for Isaac, but only the Lamb of God was enough for the world. So when we read Genesis 22, we are not merely reading ancient history. We are standing at the foot of two mountains, Moriah and Calvary, seeing the shadow and the substance side by side. The binding of Isaac whispers, the crucifixion of Messiah declares, Yahweh Jireh, the Lord will provide, and He has.